Hey, I'm back, and we're in chapter 7. We're working with brushes, and we're going to make a custom brush with this particular exercise. This is kind of fun, and in many ways it could be useful for a piece of artwork that you're making, or even I think today, is it this week? I believe it is, that you have a non-representational work of art that you're to create. You could do something like this for one of your layers or to enhance um, one of again one of your layers. So we're going to first of all make a selection of part of it. Well, in this instance they're using a parrot. I brought in an area of a skyline that I liked a lot, and I am going to marquee a selection of that. I don't necessarily want those telephone wires in there, but I would like a little bit of that color contrast. All right, so once you marquee it, then what you want to do is save it as a custom brush. So we are going to go to the brushes panel, and we are going to figure out how to make this a custom brush, we hope. I'm going to do a new brush preset. I'm going to cancel out there. I'm going to make sure that I don't have any of this selected. And we're going to go to Edit and Define Brush Preset. So Edit, Define Brush Preset. I thought maybe we could get it on that drop-down menu, but I didn't see it there. So we are going to do this is the clouds. And we should see clouds as you do in your brush preset now. We can go back in, and I am going to select that. I think that I've got too much activity going on to be able to see anything with that one. So let's go back to this one. I'm going to go over to my layers panel. Whoops, sorry. I'm going to go over to my layers panel if I can find it. And I'm going to, oh, for heaven's sakes, bring up the layers so I can work with them a little bit more. Double click on the background to activate that. I'm going to fill that with a dark color, kind of like we did before. So I'm going to do Edit and Fill with black. Then I'm going to add another new layer. I'm going to go in and see if I can't change my colors to something that would be interesting to combine, if that's the way they work. Anyway, you get the idea. That's not such a successful brush, I don't think, but it might be if I just, I'm going to get rid of that layer. I'm going to add another layer. And I can definitely see something that I might be able to do with that. 602 pixels, let's bring it down a ways and see what happens. I'm going to turn off that layer, and I'm going to add another new layer. And let's go in a little bit further so we can see the impact of that. I'm not so crazy about that. In fact, I think that if I were going to use that cloud, I might go in and make it a more organic shape so that it's less geometric. But anyway, you get the idea, and you should try your own custom brush just to see what you can do with it. Okay, let's see what else we've got going on here. These are the vectors paths. And in this one, I'm going to get rid of all of this brush work, and we're going to work with a vector path now. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this, and then we're going to go to Photoshop, File, and New. Command or Control N. And we're going to make a new blank document, again, any size. We're going to do the transparent pixels. And then we're going to select the pen tool in the Tools panel, which I'm sure is right in front of my face, but right here it is. And then the pen in Photoshop works just like the pen in Illustrator. We can create just a straight line segment, so you just click once, and then you come over to the next spot you want your line to move, and that's the way you create straight segments and close a path. If you wanted to be just a straight line, and then you close your path by double clicking. To make curved paths or curved lines, we can click and drag, keeping the mouse button pressed. So if you click and drag, you'll see how you can create curved paths then. Bring it back on over here to close it out. So with no plan in mind, you can continue to make straight and curved paths. Use the direct selection tool to select and modify individual anchor points and direction handles. So if you go back here to get the direct selection tool, which is, it's the move tool. It's underneath the path selection tool is the direct selection tool. And then we can select each one of those individually. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so we can see it. If we wanted to just manipulate one particular anchor point. Or, for example, these curved, if I wanted to impact or manipulate the handles to manipulate the curve differently, we can do that as well. Alright, so for more precision drawing, we're going to open Pen Practice from the Chapter 7 Lessons folder. I'll be back in a moment. I'll get you started on that, and then I'll let you work on your own. Be right back.